mean, I didn't love high school. Like, I don't miss it. But I do have some, like, pretty good memories from my high school experience. My favorite high school experience was, so as I said, I was in choir. And I was lucky because our school did a lot of, like, competitions with, like, with our band and our chorus because we were really good. So every year we would have, like, a trip. And the band would do a trip. They had their own thing. And the choir would have their trip. So we would call it, like, the trip. And we would have one every year from freshman year to senior year. Everybody could go. But there was, like, certain fundraiser things you could do because, like, to raise money. And, like, they had, like, deals with, like, for example, they would have deals with, like, the baseball stadium, like, in Pittsburgh. And your parents could work, like, at that stadium at the, like, selling hot dogs and stuff like that to make money for your trip. So we had deals for stuff like that. So my dad actually did that a lot to, like, raise money for me to go because we didn't have the money to pay for it up front all the way. So we kind of had that program for kids that didn't have that much money like me. So anyway, so every year we would travel as a group and we would go to a different city every year. Like, one year was Chicago. I didn't go to that one. One year was Atlanta. One year was, like, New York City. That was really fun. So I went to New York City and we would take a bus and it was a really cool bonding experience for everybody. We had, like, a little mini vacation and we got to compete. And the biggest one that we went to every year that everyone loved was Disney World. Because Disney World is a super expensive trip in America. It's, like, one of the biggest theme parks in America. It's huge. There's, like, different parks there. But it is amazing. And we got to fly there that year. And we were all like, listen, we'll pay more. We want to fly to Florida. We are not taking a bus from Pennsylvania to Florida. It'll literally take 2 days. We were like, let's fly. So we did. And enough kids went that we could actually afford to fill the plane. So we went. So that was really good. And that was just a really fun experience because if I wouldn't have been a part of that trip where it was, like, a group, like, the way that it was funded, I would have never been able to go to Disney World because it's way too expensive to go, like, by myself. But, like, to go on a trip like that, oh, it was so fun. Our hotel was really nice. Yeah, it was really fun. I miss Disney World. That was so fun.
Well, I think those who were born in Korea in 1999 and 1998, like me, it's kind of like special cases. Because, yes, we have school trips too, but...
Oh, yeah.
So, I said that we have 3 years in high school, so the first grade, second grade, and third grade. Well, on the third grade, no school goes to trip. Because Korean education system is really eager for going college, and the whole school let the third grade students study whole day before Korean SAT test. And mostly, those who's on first grade and second grade might go for trips. Yes, some schools do, and we mostly went overseas for school trips too. And
oh, really?
But some sexual thing happened during the overseas trips.
I mean, of course, that always happens on
After
all the school
that,
trips. You're dealing with high schoolers.
After that, well, my high school was only man high school, and sexual thing happened.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
After that, the school banned going overseas, so... how Korean policies work. Something happened, banned.
That's so ridiculous.
I mean, our school had to go to the Jeju Island for school trip. But it was like in 2014, and a ship in Korea was sunk.
Oh.
That was a very big fucking accident that like hundreds high school students died.
Oh my god.
While they were going for high school trip, and
that's crazy.
Government say that they recommended all high school not going to the school trip. Or like going to the nearby places.
We can't imagine that kind of legislation in America because we would think of it as too much of governmental overreach. Like, they would instead make the safety measures more strict.
Well, we just went to the nearby places, but that's kind of like just a walk to the park. That kind of thing. And on the second grade, well, my high school let us study, so we didn't go any places. And on the third grade happened, Korean SAT season started, so I don't have that kind of like a school trip experience that much.
Oh, that's sad. I was lucky I went on the trips with my choir. I was able to see a couple of cities. That was nice. Oh, I have one more question because this actually has been brought up a lot in the States recently. When I was in high school, my parents actually, they didn't discourage me from going to college. They said that you can, do what you want, but they really encouraged me more to pick up a trade. They really wanted me to like look into plumbing or like welding or something like that because trade jobs are always going to be in demand. Mm-hmm. And they pay really well. Especially right now in America, like a lot of people, I don't know, it's a really mixed kind of thing culturally in America. Like there's a lot of people that say college degrees are useless, but then there will be like a huge trend where like a lot of people are trying to go to college, but then it'll fall back down because of the college debt that people have to take on, and then like people get laid off of certain jobs with college degrees, but like the trade jobs are always going to stay because we need people that know how to build things, and we need people that know how to do plumbing and stuff and know how to do electric work. So my parents were like, you spend way less money being trained on how to do a trade job and you make just as much, or if not maybe a little bit less than somebody out of college, and you can start off in the workforce a lot younger. So in America, if you want to do like trade school, there's actually a lot of programs where in high school you can go to a trade school for the first half of your day, and then you can like go to your high school and do like your core classes, and you can like do that. And so I looked into that, but there wasn't anything I really wanted out of the trade school, but we had that kind of agreement. Is it the same in Korea? I think people are much more like, you have to go to college, but what about the trade jobs in Korea? Are trade jobs not as looked upon as, like, needed?
We also have trade school programs, too, but that's not that popular. Instead going to the trade school, we just go to the specialized high school and study whole 3 years for getting some certain jobs.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But if you go to the just normal high school, then mostly, if you say to your parents that I want to go to the trade school, and the answer will be, I'm going to fire you.
Wow. That's crazy. So, like, to me, like, hearing that, that's a culture shock to me. Like, in America, we do have specialized high schools in, like, some, they're not a lot, but there are some that are more specialized. But as for trade school, like, you go to both in America. Like, you go to both high school and trade school. You do both. We have programs where you can do both. It's just, like, we also have programs where you can take certain college classes as a high schooler. So we have, like, that dual kind of, like, education that you can do in America because you have to have a high school degree. So, wow.
In Korea, we also have that, but few students do. Very few students do that.
Yeah, in America, it's a little bit more free in terms of, like, I mean, you could do something like you would think it's like a grunt work job, like doing like laying down concrete or something like that, for example. But you make a lot of money doing that because not a lot of people want to do that kind of work. So you can actually make a decent money if you know how to do plumbing, or if you know how to do electrical work. Yeah, you just get an apprenticeship, and like for a couple of years you like work as an apprentice under somebody who knows what they're doing. And then like if you want, you can go to like community college or something like that and like get a higher degree. But yeah, you can make decent money. I just was never interested in that, but wow, that's crazy. All right. Well, that's all for this week. That was long.
That was long, and yeah, this is kind of like I think the high school culture in Korea is kind of like a dark aspect of Korean society, showing that Korea is really overfired with competition. So yeah, this is kind of like also a crazy thing, because everybody thinks that you need your college degree, not just high school degree, to get a decent job and get money. So yeah, this is all for this week, and we're gonna see you on next week.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.